Hello class. So today what we're going to do is we're going to continue our practice in algebra, refreshing our minds because I know it's been quite a few months. And today in particular we're going to talk about multiplying binomials. So remember what a binomial is? It is any mathematical expression that has two terms in it. Remember, terms are things that are separated by addition or subtraction. So let's go right into this. Let's say that I have something that looks like this. X plus 4 times x minus 3. And as you can see, we have two binomials here. This x plus 4 is a binomial, and this x minus 3 is also a binomial. So we're going to be multiplying these together. Now, hopefully this looks familiar, because I know we did it in Algebra 3-4 last year, and also you should have seen it maybe in Algebra 1-2 back in freshman year. And we're going to simplify this. We're still simplifying. And we're going to do that through the FOIL method. And some people do teach the box method. I'm not really good at teaching the box method, but I'm going to teach the FOIL method. And we just want to make sure that we multiply everything together. So what we want to do is we want to multiply the first two. So we want to multiply the x to the x, and then multiply the x to the negative 3, and then multiply the 4 to the x, and then the 4 to this negative 3. So what we're going to want to do, really, if you think about it, we're multiplying this x to both of the terms in the second one, and we're multiplying this 4 to both of the terms in the second one. So we're going to be doing a total of 4 multiplications, and then we're going to combine like terms and simplify if we can. So I guess we could write the steps out for that, and there are only two. Step 1, we want to multiply, and I guess we could write in here FOIL. FOIL is an acronym. Stands for first, outer, inner, last. Right? Multiply the first together, the outer together, the inner, and then the last ones together. And then step 2, we can simplify by combining like terms. There we go. So let's just go right into this. The first two, x times x, we know from yesterday that's going to give us an x squared. And then the outer, x times negative 3, well, we have a positive times a negative, and that's going to give us a negative, right? Remember the multiplication rule? Multiply. If the signs are different, we're going to get a negative. If the signs are the same, we're going to get a positive. So x times negative 3 is going to give us a negative 3x. And then let's do the inner. 4 times x, that's going to be a positive 4x. And then finally the last, 4 times negative 3, again, opposite sign, so we're going to have a negative. 4 times 3 is 12. So there we have it. We just multiplied by foiling. And then we want to simplify by combining like terms. And if you notice, we have two terms that are alike. They are the x terms in the middle here. Remember, we can't combine x terms with x squared terms. That is against the rules of mathematics, which we don't want to go against that because then life gets wonky. But we can combine these because they're x's. They're the same kind of number. So we're just going to rewrite it, x squared. Let's think about this. If we have negative 3 of something and we add 4 of those somethings to it, how many of those somethings will we have? Well, we'll have positive 1 of those somethings. In this case, the something is the x. So it's going to be x squared plus x minus 12. And that's our answer right there. X squared plus x minus 12. Let's go on to another one. This one will be a little more challenging, but not crazy challenging. We're just going to add a component to it. Now let's say that we have something like 2 on the outside, and then we have x plus 2 times 3x minus 5. So now we're just adding something, well, not adding, we're multiplying something on the outside here, if you want to be specific. Now, let's kind of remember how we multiply things together. Now, first, you want to take a look at this too. And I know what we want to do with this too is we want to multiply it to all 4 of these terms. That is incorrect to do, though. We only want to multiply it to one factor. Because let's consider something like this. Do you remember how to multiply something? Well, of course we know how to multiply something like this. But let's say we were multiplying something like 2 times 3 times 4, right? Well, maybe if we put this in parentheses, it'll look a little closer to what we're doing here, right? We have 2 things in parentheses. We have a 2 on the outside. When we multiply 2 times 3, which is 6, times this 4, right? Which is 24. 2 times 3 times 4 is 24. What we don't do is we don't distribute this 2 to both of these, right? We don't say 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 6 times 8 is what, 48? We do not do that. We only multiply 2 terms together at one time. 2 times 3 we multiplied, then bring down the 4, just like that. So we're going to do the same concept over here. We're only going to multiply to one of these. So I want to distribute this 2 into just this first term here. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is positive 4. Now, just like what we did over here, we're going to then bring down our last factor, this 3x minus 5. And then now it looks just like something that we did back up here. Although we do now have coefficients on the x, it's going to work the exact same way. Just be careful there. So now we're going to FOIL. We're going to multiply this 2x to both of these terms. And we're going to multiply this 4 to both of these terms. Now, let's see. 2x times 3x. 2 times, well, they're both positive, so we're going to have a positive. 2 times 3 is 6. And then x times x is x squared, so we're going to have 6x squared. And then let's do the outer. 2x times negative 5, we have a positive and negative. It's going to give us a negative. 2 times 5 is 10. And then we have just an x. And then we'll do the inner. 4 times 3x, they're both positive. 4 times 3 is 12, so positive 12x. And then 4 times negative 5, that's going to be negative 20. And there are no x's there, so nothing to worry about. And then finally, again, you see these middle 2 terms are like terms. They're both x terms. So we're going to combine like terms. And again, just by rewriting, 6x squared, negative 10 of something plus 12 of those somethings. We're going to have positive 2 of those somethings plus 2x minus 20. And that is our answer right there. Not too bad. Let's go on to one more that we'll do together. So let's see, which one are we doing? I'll use this blue again. All right. Let's say that we have 4x now on the outside, and we have x plus 1 times x plus 3. So again, we're going to want to distribute this 4x only to one of the terms. And I guess it technically doesn't matter which term you distribute it to, but it's always nice to kind of do it to this first one here. So we're going to take this 4x and multiply it to the x, and the 4x times the 1. 4x times x is going to give us 4x squared. Remember, x times x is x squared. And then 4x times 1 is just itself. Anything times 1 is itself, so just plus 4x. We're going to put the parentheses back on, and we're going to bring down this last term, x plus 3. And then now we're going to FOIL. So again, we're going to multiply this 4x squared to both of these, and then this 4x to both of these. 4x squared times x, if we remember, that's going to give us 4x cubed. Because remember, when we multiply numbers with exponents, we add the exponents. And if there's not one written, it's understood to be 1. So if we think 2 plus 1 is 3. And then we have 4x squared times 3. Well, 4 times 3 is 12, so plus 12x squared. And then we have the inner ones. 4x times x is going to be 4x squared. And then finally we have 4x times 3, which is going to be plus 12x. And again, you might notice the pattern here. Mathematics is all about patterns. The middle two terms are going to be the same. And so we have x squareds there. We can combine those. And remember, x squareds are different than x cubes. We can't combine those through addition. Okay? So we're going to rewrite 4x cubed. Then if we have 12 of something, and then 4 more of those somethings, we have 16 of those somethings. In this case, those somethings are x squareds. And then plus 12x. And there we go. We just multiplied some binomials. So get started on the worksheet, and hopefully this answers some questions, and let me know if you have any more. Thank you.